Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So we're here today to do my annual quest to scare the shit out of myself in October. It's going to be a little difficult this year because I don't plan a lot of TBRs. And so I've kind of gotten myself in a situation where there's a pile of books I need to finish for book club and 5-star predictions, and they all kind of are happening in October, and they're not necessarily the books I would pick to like really give me the creeps and scare me. So I'm going to be limited on what I can read as far as creepy, crazy books, but we're going to still try. We're still going to go for it. I do have 2 books on that pile that I think can fit the bill. I'm pretty sure the first one, Ask for Andrea by Noelle Ely, will definitely creep me out. It's about a serial killer whose 3 victims kind of come back in a paranormal way to get him to stop. I've heard it's great. I've heard it's creepy. So that one might fit the bill for, you know, making me scare myself. And then I don't know if this one will or not, but it's The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. She wrote the, it's a middle grade series that is kind of spooky. The first one's Small Spaces, and I read that one last year, which I really liked. This one is about a nurse who's searching for her brother during the Great War and believes to come across some ghosts. So I have that as I have to get read for this month as well. So hopefully we get there. But as far as creeping me out, I have some other options and then some other just basic Halloween-ish books that I want to get to as well, or I would like to get to. I have way more here than I probably am able to, but you never know, right? It's just a pile of possibilities. So first one I want to read, and I'm probably going to buddy read it actually with a couple people. My neighbor actually just told me she picked up this book as well. It's We Used to Live Here by Marcus Clairwar. And it follows 2 homeowners whose lives are turned upside down when the house's previous residents unexpectedly visit. Maybe in ghost form, not sure. I've heard conflicting opinions on this one, so I'm not sure. I don't know if I have high hopes for it, but we're gonna read it. It's gonna be fine. Next, I have Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulik. I didn't take this sticker off. Is this a good Target sticker? It is not. This one again is about Mallory Quinn. She's out of rehab. She takes a job as a babysitter for Ted and Caroline Maxwell, and she is to look after their 5-year-old son, Teddy. She imagines this being pretty easy, but it sounds like Teddy, who's sweet, shy boy, is never without his sketchbook and pencil. His drawings are usually normal, like trees, rabbits, balloons, blah, blah, blah. But one day he draws something different. A man in a forest dragging a woman's lifeless body. As the days pass, Teddy's artwork becomes more sinister and his stick figures evolve into more complex, lifelike sketches. And Mallory begins to suspect these are glimpses of an unsolved murder from long ago, and we go from there. And it has like the drawings in it. So I've heard really great things about this. I haven't read it yet, so I thought I would add this to my list. I also have the last 3 Simone St. James books that I have not read, and she's always good at giving me a little jump scare. So I will pick up one of these. I don't know which one yet, but I have An Inquiry into Love and Death, The Other Side of Midnight, and Lost Among the Living. And I believe they all kind of have a historical part to it. We have 1925, 1921, 1920. So it kind of all has that same vibe. I just don't know which one I'm going to pick up yet, but pile of possibilities. We're adding to it. The other one I have is a Jamie Jo Wright book. I know Krista really likes her books. This is The Souls of Lost Lake. I've heard great things about it. It's Christian fiction. I don't know if I'm going to get a jump scare, but it does have some creepy elements to it. And I'm open to that. I know I'm not giving you guys a lot of synopsis, but I don't like to go into books like this knowing a lot. All this one says is to save the innocent, they must face an insidious evil. Oh, and this takes place in Wisconsin. Okay, this might have to go a little higher on my list. I wonder where. There are some really good, like, urban legends out there about some haunted places in Wisconsin. I'm sure they're everywhere, but that could be good. And then everybody wants me to pick up a T. Kingfisher book. I just grabbed Nettle and Bone. I do have a couple others up there as well. This one I feel might work because it's a fairly short book and they're short chapters. I might be able to get through this one pretty quick. This one says, this isn't the kind of fairy tale where the princess marries a prince. It's the one where she kills him. I'm there for that. All right. So I've got that. So then I have, again, this was on my pile of possibilities last year. I'm here again with Sign Here by Claudia Lux. It's a darkly humorous, surprisingly poignant, and utterly gripping debut novel about a guy who works in hell, literally, and is on the cusp of a big promotion if only he can get one more member of a wealthy Harrison family to sell their soul. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to be scary, if it's going to be funny. I don't know. It does say humorous on here. So we'll see. That might be a fun little break. And then I have Cackle by Rachel Harrison. This one is a witchy vibe book because I always need a good witchy vibe. All her life, Annie has played it nice and safe. After being unceremoniously dumped by her longtime boyfriend, she seeks a fresh start. She accepts a new teaching position and moves from Manhattan to a small village upstate. She's stunned by how perfect and picturesque the town is. The people are all friendly, warm. Her new apartment's dreamy and sounds fantastic, except there's a spider infestation. She meets Sophie, beautiful, charming, magnetic, and she takes a special interest in Annie and wants to be her friend. More importantly, she wants Annie to stop apologizing and start living for herself. That's how she lives. Annie can't help but gravitate towards Sophie. They spend more time together. And despite the fact that the rest of the town folk seem a little afraid of Sophie. There's some things. Her appearance is uncanny and ageless. Her mansion in the middle of the woods feels a little unearthly, and she does wield a certain power, but she couldn't be. Could she? Maybe she's a little witchy witch? And then I have these two that I picked up that I think will be quick wins for me. We have Garlic and the Vampire and Garlic and the Witch by Brie Paulson. They are graphic novels that were praised beyond praised during our reading retreat. So I did pick up both of these. Emily has already tried to steal them from me, but that's okay. These would be ones that I can sit and read, obviously, with my cup of coffee pretty quick and enjoy, just to get me some good Halloween vibe, witchy feels, or vampire feels, witchy, I don't know, whatever, both. So those are on my pile as well. So we have a decent pile of possibilities. I'm not going to even kid myself and think that I can get through all of these. But those are my options, because sometimes when I'm just quickly going through, it's easier to have a small pile to take from rather than trying to, go through all of this. So here's to hoping I can make a dent in the pile. Like I said, there's no way I'm reading them all. I mean, that would be fantastic, but I don't think that it's physically possible for me. Anyways, and hopefully that one of them gives me the ABGBs that I'm always looking for in October. That's my goal. If you have any good suggestions for nice creepy books that I should be picking up, comment them below. I love to gather that list. I'm hoping for some good creepy rainy nights or something to give me some good atmospheric, some good atmosphere to read in. I love to do that to myself. I actually have a friend who's she's fine. She's just kind of in the path of the hurricane and it was super windy. And I'm like, oh, you should be reading a scary book right now. And she thought I was nuts. But that's what I'm hoping for. We're not getting it. Wisconsin is confused because it's still high 70s and 80s and sunny and beautiful. Like it should be, in the summer, not in almost October. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. But anyways, let me know what your stack of books are for October. If you have some creepy ones, I want to know about them and add them to my list. Otherwise, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye.